95 degrees. And it's not just the heat, it's the humidity too. I can't deal with this, even with cold water. This is impossible. Air conditioning, 72 degrees. Now I'm just chilling. Good evening, Kemp Toastmasters and guests. This week has been a real scorcher in the Washington area and around the country. Summer doldrums, global warming, whatever you want to call it, it's hot. But we keep on going. How? Air conditioning. Before air conditioning, people just didn't stick around in Washington, D.C. or New York City in the summer. They went off to the mountains where it was cooler. Florida, Texas, nobody went there. People lived in all these places for hundreds of years, but what made places really livable and helped fuel tremendous growth of cities, especially after World War II, was air conditioning. Manufacturing modern electronics, processing and shipping refrigerated and frozen foods, and so many other industries simply could not exist without air conditioning to ensure quality and safety. Air conditioning is arguably one of the inventions that truly shaped the modern world. We can live without airplanes. We can live without TV. Some would say we could even live without the internet. But air conditioning, not in this town. Modern air conditioning was invented by Willis Carrier in 1901, who formed the Carrier Company, which is still one of the largest manufacturers of air conditioning systems today. The first air conditioning systems were for factories, not just for the employee comfort, but to build things better by controlling temperature and humidity. The first home air conditioning was installed in 1914, the first window unit in 1931. Air-conditioned cars came along in 1939, and the world has not been the same since. Now, some of you may think air conditioner works by pushing a button to change the temperature on a little box on the wall, but the real work takes place in two main devices, the compressor and the condenser. These two, combined with a special fluid, a refrigerant, are the essence of air conditioning for well over 100 years. Some systems are smaller, the all-in-one window units or portable units. Some are larger, cooling big buildings. Some are split up, the newer systems called mini splits, where there will be a separate unit in each room that are all connected back to one compressor outside. But whatever form it takes, air conditioning has changed the world. Now, air conditioners are also sometimes called heat pumps. What's the difference? Well, any air conditioner pumps heat from the inside to the outside, therefore making your house or your car or your factory much cooler. But a heat pump is the term that's used generally to mean a system that can also work the other direction, to pump heat from the outside to the inside, heating up your home or your car or your factory in the winter. It works both ways. Now, you might wonder, why haven't we done this before? Well, air conditioning technology keeps improving. 100 years ago, even 50 years ago, air conditioners weren't that efficient. But as they have gotten more efficient, which is measured by the SEER, S-E-E-R, Seasonal Energy Efficiency Ratio, they've become more practical to use for heating as well. There's another number that's come out that's probably most of you haven't heard of, the COP, coefficient of performance. And this is a measure of how much energy you get put into a system and how much you get out in the terms of useful heating or cooling. And the amazing thing is that a modern heat pump or air conditioner has gone up from a SEER of 10 in 1992 to 13, which is the standard required now, to as much as 26. That's twice as efficient. So it uses half the energy to produce the same amount of heating or cooling. And it can produce so much heating or cooling that way that it can be more efficient than other methods. So where a natural gas furnace might seem great at 90% efficiency, meaning 90% of the heat from burning that gas in your house stays in the house to heat your house in the winter, and only 10% goes out the chimney. With a modern heat pump, you can have a coefficient of as much as 3 or more, which means that for every kilowatt hour of electricity going in, you get 3 kilowatt hours of heat, because you're not generating the heat like electricity used to do, like a toaster. You're moving the heat from the outside to the inside. And air conditioners have gotten really great at doing that, just as they've gotten really great at moving heat from the inside to the outside to make our world livable. So this is modern air conditioning. It is the key to heating, to air conditioning. It's also the more and more the key to energy efficient heating. It is also makes our refrigerators work. It's the same technology. So the next time you come in from outside, from 95-degree heat, pick a beverage of your choice from the refrigerator, and then you can relax as you're just chilling. Back to you.